welcome back to another Regardless of Everything podcast. I am one of your co-hosts, Lynn.
And I'm Shay.
And Danielle.
Hey, what do you guys think that the importance of social media is today, in today's day and age and such?
I mean, I think social media is kind of there's pros and cons to it all because social media can be very toxic and a spooky place. But we definitely shouldn't have been 14 on fucking Uvu and the fucking what is it? What's the other one?
Omegle.
Omegle. Oh my god.
I heard they got taken down.
Yeah, Omegle's gone. It's bye-bye forever.
Yeah, good. But thinking about stuff like that, or the fact that we were on Tumblr at that ripe age where it was mostly just but then there's also the sides that where it is good because you can, I don't know, you get the good aspect of it because there are ways you can reach out and there are outlets and people that you can kind of see and watch videos of and almost feel like a part of their lives, even though you don't even know them.
I feel that.
Which is definitely good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I feel like social media is just it's definitely an interesting place, that's for sure. It has its good and it has its bad, but then again, social media is a big reason why a lot of people are living nowadays. People heavily rely on social media, and I feel like it's also it's a good and a bad thing. I feel like
people are, in a sense, trying to get a rise out of people because they don't have anything better to do. Does that make any sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. 100%.
Yeah, and then but then you also have the good aspect where people really do find community in social media. There were times in my life I know where the books that we would be reading on social media or anything like that, we were friends with half of those people more than we were in people in real life,
Yeah, I think that as somebody that I had because I got my Facebook. I got that when in 2009, so I was only 10 years old. And I mean, I only was allowed to be friends with people from school at the time and family. I was not allowed to be friends with people that I didn't know. And then in my middle school days, when I started to go to the roller rink and everything, and I would meet people at teen nights and stuff. And then I started having more and more people on Facebook, and I remember everything back in the day was Facebook.
Back in the day,
everything was Facebook. Everything, everybody posted everything. And I mean, there's still people that do that. I haven't used Facebook in almost 2.5 years now. I stopped using it because it just became too much for me to do. But I mean, in the early social media days, I remember it was just the silliest thing, but now people take social media so seriously. I feel like with the pros and cons thing that you were talking about, it's there are pros to social media, like keeping track and keeping touch with everybody in the world and family that may live across the country and everything like that, or establishing yourself on social media is also another thing that never was a thing before. I mean, with YouTube and with YouTube and TikTok and all those other kinds of social medias, but with all those other social medias that you kind of have to be on all of them in order to make anything of yourself. And yeah, there's the positive side of social media, and then there's the negative impact of social media where it's you can get famous for doing something super not great, and now you're known by that for the entire world and nobody forgets about it. Nobody. And then like there's those people that get so big because of something simple that they've done and they get discovered. And there's like, like, oh, I'm an influencer, so I'm just gonna entitled sort of sense. And there's so many people that I feel like, and it was the same topic that we've talked about before, where it's like some people have never been told told no a day in their life.
Yeah.
And it's those people that really need to understand, like, we are all doing the same things. We're all trying to get where we want to be in life. And we all need to have each other's back. And that's what a lot of people forget when it comes to this social media thing.
I think people don't recognize that other people are trying to kind of do the same thing. Like, I was talking to a lady today at work and everything, and she literally said, we're all just trying to aim for the same goal. We're all trying to better our lives and to do what's best for us. But for some reason, people feel like they need to step on people's necks to get that way. And like, there's one thing about like having your own power in this world, but like, it's one thing to abuse that and to manipulate it to just benefit yourself. Like, during any of all of this, like even with social media and stuff like that, like people don't ever recognize what they have until they have it, or until it's gone, in a sense. Like, they'll talk about having all of this but they don't recognize the people that also came up with them, and then that's when everything crumbles.
Yeah, I think that also goes with like along with like the whole cancel culture around, where everyone's out to snap each other's necks. Like there's a couple people I have watched since like 2020 on TikTok, and yes, everyone, especially on social media, everyone has especially if you have a following, you are being watched. And it's actually kind of scary, because I watched this one girl on TikTok, and she has definitely made her mistakes. She has definitely had her friend groups and mistakes for making, but people just like say things and just don't think about it. Like, people say things and run with it, and then like you'll have people that are like actually like super crazy over these people, and they have nothing better to do with their lives, that they follow these people and they try to get information about them, and
or literally follow them to their home,
twist up lies, and then they expose their like, you'll have your ex-best friends exposing your location on live. And like, I think that comes with a lot of things too, is people forget that everyone that does social media, they are normal humans. They are humans too. They do things behind the camera that we probably do every day too. Like, and people are always going to make mistakes. Not saying you have to forgive them or like them after they've done that, but everyone's gonna make mistakes. And social media is a big thing where it's like they don't
like
allow
Hannah
that.
Montana
Like, I was literally getting ready to say, like Hannah Montana says, everybody makes mistakes.
And like,
everybody has those days.
yeah, I think everyone has a hard time just like accepting that they're humans too, and that they're allowed to make mistakes. They're not perfect people just because they have 10 million followers or 500,000. It doesn't matter. They're humans
or
too.
16
Or 16.
Or 16.
Like, I don't know. I think that's one thing that frustrates me, is because you just see these people in the comments are like, I never knew what Reddit was for the longest time. And the first time I went on this person's page that had a whole page to hate on this one TikToker, and I was just reading through, and it actually made me sick. Like, the things people do and the lengths that they go all over something just so little. Like, it's, damn well you've done that before too. You've said that. You've done that. You made a mistake. Like, but just because they have a following and a platform, you're gonna just push right down to the ground.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like, it's the same thing as, like, it all reminds me, you want to know what it all reminds me of? Middle school.
Trying to get cozy.
Like, social media, when you're in like with a social media crowd, like, we're not technically in it. We're in our own little like bubble right now.
Yeah.
But
we're in it if we say we're in it.
Like we said, like, we're aware that like we're not going to have everybody like us. Like, sometimes there's going to be people that are going to hate on us, but you know what? We're all equipped for that. And I've never understood like taking one thing that somebody said about a TikToker, a YouTuber, a celebrity of any kind. Like I've never understood why people take one thing that one person has said that's like, oh my God, this person acted this way one time. And so we all have to hate them and boycott them now. Like I've never, ever, ever understood why like people like jump to hating somebody so fast. Like, shouldn't we jump to being like, I don't know, well, like the benefit of the doubt or whatever? Like
And
you
also,
I
can't prove that they're you can't prove that they are bad people just
right,
because one person who's jealous of their success. It's just like middle school because everybody who bullies you is just jealous of something that you have.
and
right,
it really shows on social media. Like if you look at some of the people that are like bullying or harassing or getting their supporters to go on these other people's pages, and you just go through and you look and you just see what they post and like just the comparison, you can already tell like exactly what the issue is, what they wish that they had or what they don't have. Which you're allowed. I'm not saying you're not allowed to be jealous. I'm jealous sometimes, but you don't see me out
Be
here
jealous.
hating on people.
mm-hmm.
You
But
don't
I
just
think a lot of the whole like middle school part that you were saying is kind of like tied in with that stupid cancel culture shit. Because like, don't get me wrong, if somebody's messing up, obviously we shouldn't, they shouldn't be having a following to an extent.
yeah.
But there also comes a point where it's just too much.
Yeah,
Like
because
chill.
a lot of times it's like a lot of times I see it, it's like not the biggest creators, but it's like over the smallest little things. It will be something
Hmm.
that their ex best friend said because they stopped being friends and you have to believe it, or they did one thing, or they said something that, definitely could have been taken the wrong way if you just don't have a fucking brain.
Right.
Or to use
It's
your
just
brain.
like with right, and it's just like with there are always two sides to every story. Like one person's gonna feel a certain way about something when the other person did in fact live that. Like kind of what we talked about last time. Like it is one person experience with that scenario in life. Like if I'm explaining something that happened to me and you're like, no, 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 that wasn't it.
A
Mhm.
lot
You
of things
know,
that happen with social media though is people like they hear one side and they just run with it and they run and
yeah,
run
If
and they
it's
run
negative,
and
if
run.
it's
right,
negative, because
Only
if
if
it's
it's negative.
positive, exactly, because if it's positive, people don't even fucking look past it. They're like, oh yeah, well,
right.
whatever. But if it's anything negative,
Like, don't get me wrong, I like a good juice. I like a piping hot cup of tea, but come on,
Right,
well,
but
me
like
too, but that's if it's
like
true. If it's
right,
true, but like people will literally be like, they'll read through the comments and then they're like, okay, like there's this one comment that's like, oh my God, I knew this person when we were like 13 and she was so mean. Like, and then they believe it. Like, yeah, you could know somebody. Like, there's a lot of people that we know that like aren't great people now, but it's not like we're gonna go and be like, oh my God, like these people have no chance in life because they like were rude when we were in middle school. Like, you realize how long ago that was?
yeah,
yeah,
because I see people that like I follow and like there'll be people that they used to go to school with and they're like, oh, you were like this in high school and you were like this in middle school. But like that's also the thing with like growing up. And once you start social media, a lot of things change. And I kind of lost my train of thought. I was going somewhere good, but I just heard like a hurricane underneath me. I'm kind of terrified.
You heard a hurricane underneath you?
a
Was a
whole
big
hurricane,
loud
huh?
like rumbling thud. I don't know what happened. I'm just gonna pray that it's my cats and not someone trying to.
No, Nova will let you
Nobody's
know.
gonna break in there.
Yeah, no, she's right
You
here.
guys,
God will protect you.
Social media is just like it's honestly a crazy place, and like I see
Yeah,
it happen all the time everywhere. Where like it's just so stupid. Like it's like, do these people even have brains? And it's either like 12-year-old kids hitting on like middle-aged people like in their 20s that think that they know everything, or it's
hold on.
ass
Did you just
adult.
say middle-aged people in their 20s?
I know. Are you fucking
I
kidding
was
me?
going, I don't know what I was going for. I was gonna say middle age, but then I was like, it's more of like,
Nope. You said what you meant.
okay, whatever. But if you want to classify yourself as middle-aged, then I would.
No, you just classified us as middle
No,
aged.
I'm not even quarter age yet.
Let me finish. I was correcting myself. Thank you. Next. And it's usually always these 12-year-old kids hating on people in their 20s that don't know anything about fucking life yet. Or it's grown ass adults hating on little ass kids. Or teenagers or
weirdos.
Or it's just weirdos with no friggin' life. Like half these people, I just question like I see some of these people hating in the comments and I'm like,
come on. Yeah.
I seen someone post about this person having like snaggle teeth, and then you go to her profile and it's just like it's projecting. It's no hate or anything, but it's full on projecting.
Yeah.
Full on projecting, because you go to someone that has decently straight teeth and then you go to their profile and it's just like, well, you're just every single thing you said about them, you go to your profile and you find in yourself.
Right.
Burn.
I'm just saying, it's projecting. When you hate on someone, you're projecting something, unless they have a valid reason. Just because you see someone on social media and you're like, they're kind of, I don't like their attitude, so let me just shit on them. Why?
Mm-hmm.
Why? Just block and ignore.
Because people didn't get enough hugs as a kid.
On them, you hating on people you don't like just makes some more money.
That's another thing that we kind of talked. Didn't we talk about that in the vlog? About like, no, maybe we didn't.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. Where the thought literally came and left my brain. I completely don't remember.
Well, on that thought, hold on. I lost it. I'm starting to get it back. What did I just say? I just had it in my head.
Was it meant to be?
No, it was. It was good. It was really good. I always think of something really good every time someone else goes to talk, and then I completely forget it.
When like people are just like straight up jealous over what people have and or what they're doing that they wish that they could do, but they don't want to put the motivation into doing so. Because like, you know how long we've wanted to do this YouTube channel? Like a long time. And did I ever look at people and become jealous over what they were doing in their channels? No, but I've been like, okay, that's motivation. Like, let's do it, you know? Like, I mean, there was times when I was like, oh, I wish I could do that, but it's not like I'm gonna be like, oh my God, I hate them because they're doing exactly what I want to do and I'm too lazy to do it. But now that we're finally like doing it, it's like it feels so good and it feels so like this is like what we've been meaning to do, like what we've been meant to do.
I think like the being, so like you saying like the being lazy part, it really does boil down to simply that. Like anytime we would talk about it, we would be like, yeah, let's do it. And then like we'd get bored and be like, no.
Right.
When we've had all of this.
We'll find another hobby. But like I stand on this. Like I have like 2 YouTubers that I watch simply because like of the motivation that their videos give me.
Yeah.
And their aesthetic and everything. And I love it. I wish like this one girl, she made like a whole what to ask or like put on your Christmas list. And I'm just like looking at things and she gave reasonable options. Obviously, she makes a lot of money with what she's done. She's been a YouTuber since she was like just going into high school. Now she's in her 20s. Like she is on her So, and obviously she is on her game all the time. Her and her boyfriend, they have everything going on. And sometimes I look at her videos and I'm like, damn, like I wish I could just go out and do that. Or I wish I could go out and just spend that money. Like I wish I had, this money to give like give like that, But I'll never sit there and dog someone in their comments just because they have more than I do. Because they worked for that. They built their support system and they built their channel. They built their life to be like this. They put the time, the effort, the work in.
It's a lot of work. Like we only do one podcast a week and it is a lot of work.
Yeah.
And you just watch some of these people and like people are really jealous. Like you sit in the comments and they're hating, but it's like or you see someone post like what they're buying their kids for Christmas and then you see people in the comments or oh, I'm going on a trip, blah, 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 blah. And then you see people in the comments, oh, I can't even afford to give my family a Christmas. I'm
That's
sorry.
not on them.
Like, that understandable, but why are you sitting here on someone else's page trying to almost like make them feel bad that they
Right.
worked for the money that
It's
they
like when you actually do go to work and then you're just like you're upset about something and somebody's just like, oh, well, I had to do this and I always have to do this, and it's like I wasn't asking you.
No, that will sit there and give you their whole life story when all you're trying to do is to help them get the things that they need. And then you try to help them, like, because, oh, I know how to fix this. Let me walk you through it. And then they literally, like, they just want to make you feel bad. And I'm like, I'm doing the things that I can to help you.
Literally, I can't help you with finding your lost cat that ran away when you were 12. Ma'am, I don't know what to do here. Do you want to buy the lacquer or not?
It's literally like gaslighting at its finest. Like, maybe that seems like a little rough, but it's so true. It's true.
It is.
It is. You see all these people working for their fan bases and successes, and then you have people over here either trying to use the shit out of them by, being their friend or getting info, and then like dropping the bomb and like exposing them just to get clout and money.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
for what? Like, you don't end up looking good.
no, you
Like,
don't. That's not how you grow.
but then again, that shit gets views. Like, that's the dumb stuff that does.
Yep.
Because when it comes down to it, people just want to see shit.
Or like when people literally will just like stitch to somebody's video and they literally just sit there like dog shitting on them, like literally just being like, okay, like this is why this person's wrong, even though all the person's doing is legit stating their opinion. You know how many people are probably gonna like watch these videos when we get bigger and they're gonna be like, I disagree with everything these bitches are saying, and then we're gonna be like, yeah, you're
Who
probably
cares?
right, but you know what? I got something for you.
It's so true, and like these people out here like doing all these shady things like to grow like a fan base, but you're not gonna grow a fan base by shitting on someone. People like to watch that for views, but you ain't gonna have no loyal fan base. You're not gonna get big off
Because
of
you're
that.
backstabber, like, because they always act like they're friends to their face, and then the second, like,
Yep.
always talking shit on
Push
the
comes
internet,
to
but he dapped
shove.
me up when we spoke. Jack Harlow.
And like another thing I see is like people straight shitting on people for their opinions. Like, are we confused
For
here?
real.
Everyone is entitled to their own opinions, and everyone's gonna think differently.
No,
Social
you
media
can't have
is
opinions.
social media is a place where everyone puts those opinions. So if it offends you that much that other people have different opinions and views than you, then you probably should not be on social media at all.
Right.
At all.
If you can't take
That's
the
all it
heat,
is.
you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. And in this situation, the kitchen is social media, because you have to have a thick layer of skin in order to be on social media. Like, you can't like just be super sensitive about everything, because if you're going to be sensitive about everything, there's always people just literally on social media to hate.
But
And
there's
built-in
also
haters.
there's also with that there's that good side where there are those people that are on social media just to give. That's another crazy thing. Like, I'll be on fucking those like TikTok lives. People are giving those like TikTok live people like almost $100 to $300 a night.
That's crazy.
And it's insane. Like, there was one girl that I follow and she'll go on live for like 5 hours a night, and by the end of it, outside of what TikTok takes from her, she gets like 200 to 300 a night.
People do that for hours.
Literally.
Hours. I'll see someone on my For You page, go to sleep.
And people will sleep.
Next middle of the day, I'll see that. Or people will sleep on live to get like money,
Yeah.
have them send gifts for them to like do stuff and whatever it is. But I had something good again. And I forgot. Darn. What were we talking about before the TikTok?
Don't mind me. I'm just swatting away the bad spirits, I guess.
We were talking about how social media is like middle school.
No, what before Danielle said? Danielle, what did you say before we were gonna go before you said something about TikTok Live?
Oh, the fact that people are giving like they would want to give.
Oh, I know what I was gonna say. So a lot of people a lot of people on social media, what people don't realize is a lot of creators will sit there and like it sounds so bad, but I've seen a lot of people that will sit there and like have fake beef with like their friends, and then they'll stop being friends, and then they'll meet up and like make content, and then they're shitting on each other.
Yep.
What people don't realize is a lot of times they are doing this for money. They'll make up stuff, or they'll act a certain way, or they'll do stuff that they know pisses people the fuck off. That makes them
Yep.
money. That gets them views. That makes
It's
them money.
all fake. It's all
Gain
fake.
followers. Like that's just some. Not all people on social media are like that. Not all people on social media are like that. Not everyone is problematic, and not everyone has all these issues, or creates this for content. There is really good content creators out there that sometimes I don't even see some of them get hate. Like
Yeah.
I'm sure they
But
do.
you will see,
But
you can tell now though, like a lot of the times who's doing fake shit,
yeah.
you know.
And it's like honestly so crazy. Like the TikToker that I've watched for so long or whatever, is people continue to hate on her, and it's like it's mind blowing how these people don't have common sense that her and her friends are doing that, and like saying
Yeah.
that or making those videos because it gets them money, it gets them views. Like they don't give a flying duck what the
No.
fuck you think. They're making money, and sometimes it's bad, but maybe it's bad to say, but whatever gets you there.
Right. I mean,
True.
like, there's like there's
to an extent, to an
Yeah. Well,
right. Well, I mean, people used to do that all
I'm
the
all
time.
about getting that bag, you know.
People used to do that all the time on Vine. It's just like everything, and that's where it all like started, because it was just like all staged. Like people would be
Yeah.
like, "Oh no, this was like real." These people had no idea I was gonna walk up to them. They had like, it's like, one, you can't film somebody without getting their permission, so they had to have known you were
Or
filming something.
like the fucking pranks and shit that used to happen, dude. That shit is insane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people get over their head, one, as like people watching from the outside in, is that you got to realize social media is a tough place, and it can get pretty nasty, but that's how social media is. And if you aren't strong enough and you don't got a thick layer for social media, then it's not for you, because social media is never going to be just a nice place. There's two sides. Just like there's two sides to every story, there's two sides to social media.
Yeah.
There's probably about like a million sides to social media that.
There's so many sides. Everybody, the thing is everybody perceives social media in a different way. So you definitely will get like the people that know like the good and bad of social media, and then they're just like they're there. Like I don't really care. I'm like, I mean, I like the good side of social media, but I also understand that with a
Meaty?
lot of the things that we
You said social media.
social media, social media.
Didn't even catch on to that.
uh,
Normal. It's just normal. We hear it all
It's
the time.
fine.
Normal.
I forgot what I was saying. Oh, yeah. Like, I mean, I'm aware. I don't really care. I understand it, like, especially with some of the things that like we're gonna talk about, some of the things we're gonna do on our vlog, some of the things that we plan on like doing for this channel. Like, I know there's some people that are gonna be like, "Oh my God, seen it, seen it."
Yeah.
We're gonna like try our best to like
Suck it.
we're gonna try our best to not have to like we're gonna try our best to be as original as we can, but with the times, there's so many things that like no matter how original we try to be, there's like some challenges or
There's
whatever
gonna be
that we're gonna
someone.
have to do, like where it's been done. So no matter what, even if it's not popular, like somebody's probably done it, like challenges, like
Yeah.
that's where it's at. Like everybody likes to see the challenges. And everybody
And I
likes to
think
see the little things. Like we're gonna try to stay up on like TikTok and everything and keep making TikToks and just all that other kind of stuff. But again, there's not much that people haven't seen. There's not much that people are like, oh, I haven't seen that before, because everything's so repetitive these days that even though we're going to try to be as original as we potentially can, like we're just going to be ourselves and just go with that.
Social media is also a place where like a lot of people do the same things, but you find your people that you like to watch. Like the couple people I watch on YouTube that do like inspirational things and like get ready with me and go shopping, clean my room, whatever, this, that, and the other.
Yeah.
So many people do that, but I only have found 2 people that I actually enjoy and I can sit through and watch and I look forward to videos. You know, so like you don't have to like everyone. Everyone, as it seems like weird to say, but everyone does the same thing on social media.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right.
So you just gotta find your people, and if we're not your people, then sorry. Love you anyway.
Bye.
Well,
Love you
exactly.
anyway.
Love you anyway. But
That's
guys,
okay.
I don't
guys,
love you.
That's
what-
okay.
what kind of tree survives with no water?
Money tree.
No, money tree.
Oh, money
It
tree.
survives with no
Family
water?
tree, which is actually isn't true, because it says the
No, it's
family
not.
tree, but family needs water to survive, so that doesn't make much sense. Well, another one. What can open doors and is full of letters?
What?
What can open doors that's full of letters?
Letters,
No,
yep.
and is full. Of
And
letters.
is full of letters.
What?
Keys.
Keys?
Keys.
Oh.
Because get it, like keyboard keys and also keys that open a door. All right. So
Nice. Classy.
Classy. Never said I was. Never said I was.
Never said I was.
But
Can
you
we
know
just
what
talk
I am?
about how social media influences me to like want everything? Like I see videos on like my TikTok of like these people like out in the middle of nowhere with these big open windows in the snow or the rain with the comfy cozy couches and the fireplace, like
The big
Literally.
open living
Yeah,
room.
Literally, and
I
it's
am
just all
obsessed with
window.
those. I know they're AI.
Oh,
but
yeah.
it's so beautiful, and I just want to be there right now, forever, for the rest of my life.
or like the sunset ones. Like, are there sunsets that exist like that? Like that's insane. They just
A lot of it's AI. I will tell you that. A lot of those are AI.
Where did AI come from? Like, yay. Yeah, whatever y'all plan to do, just like how they took pictures of the back of my eyeballs that they're probably gonna use for a fucking robot or an AI. So I'm just saying I was very skeptical, and the people at the fucking
I'm just saying.
the people at the eye doctors literally pressured me into agreeing to do it. Like they were like, it's mandatory, but you have to pay out of pocket for
Honestly, like anytime I go to the dentist, I think they're like putting chips in my teeth. I'm
It's
like,
it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
fucking
I'd
weird.
be scared. I'd be scared. I'd be
Yeah.
scared. Like me and my sister went to go Christmas shopping the other day in a city around us. It's a city to us. I mean we live in Maine, so
True facts.
it's a city to us, and we stopped at this gas station, and I went to go clean off her windows because it was dark out, and her windows need to be clean. And the guy next to us pumping gas, he's like staring at me the whole time, and I get the heebie-jeebies really fast, but like also I can tell when like people are like, I don't know, I overthink things because I have anxiety. So being out in public, I notice everything, and I notice the looks people are giving me, and he's like creeping me out, and I'm out there washing her car windows, and I'm touching the thing, right? And I'm just sitting there, and I'm just thinking, all these people that touch and put their DNA on these things, like, do people come and collect that?
Probably.
Like, that's so creepy. And then, like, back to the guy, he, like, got done pumping his gas. A new pet peeve of mine, why don't people turn off their cars when they're pumping gas?
They're supposed to.
Yeah, but why? I don't want to die at a gas
I
station.
think people just like
Why people know?
don't because they just want to get back in their car. But I'm like, what's you're?
Like, especially in Maine in the wintertime, like, I know
I
it's
already
cold
have
outside.
enough anxiety.
Like, I know it's cold outside, but another thing that we have around everywhere is the gas stations that pump your gas for you. So you can stay in your car, but by the time you get out of your car, turn your car off, pump your gas, by the time you get back in your car is still warm. All you have to do is start it and turn the heat on it. Still, your car's still warmed up. You're still gonna get hot air.
Warmed up.
Warmed it.
Warmed up. But the guy at the gas station, he had his car on, music blasting, out there pumping
Pumpkin.
gas, and then he like revved his whole engine like all around the parking lot, and he kept doing circles in his car. He did them 3 times around the whole gas station, and then he slowed down every time he passed our car. And I was like, dude, we gotta get out of here because I'm having feeling
What kind
like
of car did he have?
it was like a
He
white.
doesn't know cars.
I know.
It's
Let's just hear it. Like,
listen.
what kind of car was it?
It's the mini version of your. I don't know if I can say that. Mini version of a Tahoe. The smaller versions that don't have a third row and the big trunk.
Trailblazer.
Yeah. It was a white one of those, and it was broken and had dents in it and scrapes in it everywhere.
Sure, it
And
wasn't my old Trailblazer.
Right.
no, it was white. But yeah, no, it's
I miss that car.
I
It's
miss
cool.
that car. I mean, I'm very sad that I'm gonna have to sell my Tahoe.
Yeah.
unless we hop on TikTok live for 8 hours and make bank.
I mean,
Facts.
Go
I
follow
mean,
TikTok so we can go live. Go follow.
Yeah, I was
Links-
gonna
links
say,
down
'cause
below.
we could totally be doing that, but like without money.
I just like watching people like gift because I like all the gifts. They're so cute and creative.
Right? Like the
Like,
Galaxy one is so cute.
I mean,
And,
we're
like,
like not
that-
materialistic or anything. You totally don't have to send us money.
Cash App down below. No, I think life is just so crazy and like social media and just like the way everything runs. Like it's
Like I definitely remember all of the like fan pages we were a part of.
we'd had to stop and like get distracted, but we were still kind of on topic.
Yeah.
We were talking
Yeah.
about AI.
Yeah,
generation.
and I mean, like with
Yeah.
all the bands and everything, because like I know Danielle and I were like really big into our bands and stuff, and
Still are.
musicians in general, and still are,
We have
like,
what?
the same
We
band
have
thing. When they
5
say
shows this year or next year.
when they say that it's a phase, it's really not, and you really, I mean, if you're a true fan, you're never gonna leave those
We won't be able
fandoms,
to-
like you're always going to be part of it. And I think that that's how we have been with like Five Sauce and all of them, like forever. And so with social media, like that was the main thing. Like we were always following fan pages. Like we always like to know, like even though we didn't have the money for any like concerts or anything back then, we always wanted to know like when they were going on tour, like what interviews
hotel they were
doing.
staying at. Sure did. I hid it from everybody, and mostly because it wasn't like I needed to know. Oh, de V, but not because I needed to know, just because it was like, okay, this is another thing to know. Like I was obsessed with like when Justin Bieber his whole fucking thing on like all of the social medias. I had his YouTube. I knew every hotel he was staying at. Same with like the Facebook or not the Facebook, the Five Sauce updates. Like the original Five Sauce update.
Yeah, I follow that page, but I was always like to like see updates like if we haven't seen anything about them or whatever.
Yeah.
Just to like let like to know how their lives going. But like I don't know. I was never gonna be that type to like go to their hotel. Like when we found out Shay, but when we found out that okay, then go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, but not in like a creepy way, right, guys? Not in a creepy way.
Sure.
It genuinely is like, I don't know. My favorite YouTuber came to Mass not that long ago. And when she posted she was in Boston, it was so exciting. Not like, her, but it's so exciting. And like, it's so exciting to like know where people are traveling and what they're doing and keeping updates. But artists and creators and bands and musicians, like they can't do that because people are so creepy and they like stalk them and they ruin everything. Like you were saying, like knowing where they're staying and like it's fun, it's cool, it's exciting, especially like just kind of like almost like you're experiencing their travel with them. But
Right.
like
I
they
never like
tried a
went
lot of
anywhere
things.
though.
Exactly, but
Right.
don't show up to their fucking hotel and stand
Right.
outside of the hotel waiting for them to leave to where they have to go out the back of the hotel and they don't feel safe. Like that's my main thing is like,
Yeah, like
yeah, it's
when
cool to
Louis,
know.
like with Louis.
Yeah, with Louis, but it's like it's cool to know that like where they're staying and like what they're doing and stuff like that, but like don't be fucking weird. Like
Yeah.
don't be like waiting in the lobby of the hotel like pretending like you're a guest getting ready to check in. Like if you run like the thing is I am a firm believer if it is meant to be and you're meant to meet them, you'll run into them casually.
Don't
Yeah.
push them around and make them feel unsafe. And
Right,
like I feel so
exactly.
bad for those creators that they record and then they have to blur out everything and where they're at because like people are fucking insane and will find out where they live. Like that's weird. Just like people that leak people's numbers and then they go to spam text them and be like, someone leaked your number, or they'll call them like, oh my God, hey, I love you so much. Like they don't like that because now their privacy is being invaded. Yes, they love
Right.
yes, they love their support systems and their fans and all that stuff, but they don't want to be blown up. Yes, they know that their number's been leaked. You don't need to call them and be like, I'm your biggest fan. Like they get annoyed.
Mm-hmm.
That's annoying. I would be
What the
so
honey
and but
bunna? Oh, the chunky girl.
I feel bad for those creators that have to like record stuff and then they have to post it 2 hours later to make sure that they're way away from that location.
Yeah.
So it's just social media is a scary place, but it is fun for people who can post like where they're at and what they're doing, and like you can see where they're like not where they're staying in a creepy way, but like kind of almost experience
Mm-hmm.
it with them. Like they'll show you like
Yeah.
part like, oh my God, guys, look at my cool hotel room. Like look at this. This has
Right.
like the cool pool. Like people that post like Snapchat updates 24/7, but it's the people that follow
Oh, you bunna.
around
Oh.
it's the people that follow people like celebrities around and like chase them around and like with camera
Yeah.
pretend to be someone coming out to them and like being nice, and then you see these videos and it's like, oh my God, I met this person, and then the person talks about it and they're like, yeah, I met them too, but they literally chased me for like 2 hours around town,
Right.
like
You're like, I was actually violated.
stopped me at a
Yeah.
traffic light and
I
wouldn't let me
definitely
drive my car.
like never showed up anywhere, but like to have that like where I knew, oh, this is where they are, this is where they could be, like this is that. Like it was always fun at the time. I think like looking back on it, it was a bit much. Like now being a fan of someone, I don't have to know their middle name. I don't have to know every single thing about them just to like the stuff that they're putting out.
Yeah,
But
right.
like back then, I remember it was
We knew
no, I
everything.
had yeah, you had to know what kind of stuff they had on their hot dogs. Like you had to know every single detail, what time they were born, what, everything. But now like I feel like part of me can be okay without knowing all of it. I don't think that fangirl will ever like completely
No.
die
They
because
yeah.
now
Well,
it's
no.
embedded. It's embedded, like especially the fact that it's not even the end of 2023 and we have how many shows already set for this year? Like I believe it's 4. We already have
Also,
4
it also
right now.
down to people like about like the whole like wanting to know where they're at. It also boils down to social media. You can find anything, and
Literally
no matter what you
anything.
do, it's out there. You post something, you delete it within 10 seconds. It's out there. Anyone can.
Mm-hmm.
This
Anyone
cat is giant,
can.
bro.
She's a
It's
big chunka monka. She's a chubby, healthy girl.
She's not that chubby. It's all her hair.
No,
No.
she's
Bro.
fucking fat. That's her whole belly. She's
Listen,
like the
I was trying to. I'm done.
Oh, you can hear her purr. Oh, the honey girl
Okay.
talking about honey bunna.
Okay, how does this work? Does anyone? Okay, this is so dumb, so don't tell me how it works because if you aren't going to feed into my delusions, then I don't want to hear it. But when you call
When
someone,
have we never fed into each other's delusions? That's why we're here
I
now.
am 100% delusional,
leave that
literally
in.
111% of the time. 100%. I am delusional every second of my life.
let me not show that part of my phone. But when you call someone, like I have a best friend, why do I do that? Call off.
When
You
I
have a
call
best
somebody.
I do it all the time.
You mean we're
all
not your
the
best
time.
friends?
And I call my bestie. out
You
of
said we're
state.
not best friends, Linda.
Me, definitely best friends.
Wow, that's cool.
So you guys aren't my best friends. You're like family. You're literally family. So bye.
Best friends and family, fuck off.
I've literally lived with you guys both for like so many
You
times.
literally lived with both of us
Yeah.
in some way or another.
Literally. So,
What?
but when I call my friend or people, how does that work? Like you're calling them and you're talking at the same time and it's all coming back. Like, how do they make that stuff work?
These are questions that are out of my
I
job
know,
range.
but they're
I
questions that make
just
my brain
work
hurt.
here, okay?
Hannah,
I
get
don't
off
know.
of it.
They're
Stop it.
questions that make my brain hurt because how do they figure it out? How do they make that work? Like text messages, they come in through like instantly. When you're texting someone, like
Some with the wavelengths of the
they're
air
receiving, and
the telephone.
how do people figure this stuff out?
They just do.
Science.
Yeah, science, technology.
Fucking magnets.
Makes my
Our
brain.
Breaking Bad fans will get that reference.
But on the back to the fact of people not being able to like go places like out to eat. Like I feel so bad for celebrities because it's like they literally go to a restaurant and they can't even like go to a regular restaurant without like
Or, like, a
somebody
bar.
standing outside taking a picture or somebody
Yeah.
inside taking a picture. Like I'll reference like the Sterniola triplets because they just went on tour a couple months ago. And like I saw so many things on like one of the pages where it's like, oh, like them out to eat after the show. And it's like, okay, well, they've spent all day.
Let
Like,
them
and I know
eat.
I don't think that they have an issue with it, but like they had spent all day with fans and like doing these challenges with hundreds of people, and then so what, they wanted to go out to eat and like get some food and just relax afterwards but can't because there's like a bajillion people outside. And I'm not
Yeah.
throwing any hate, I'm just saying that must be stressful for them. And I mean, like if they want to input on it, then that's fine, but I feel like that would be really nerve-wracking because you can't even like sit and eat a slice of pizza without
Right.
like having people just staring at you.
That would make me really mad because I don't like pictures being taken of me unless I'm prepared and ready for them. So if I'm sitting down trying to eat a meal and I have people around me, whether I know it or not, snipping pictures, zooming in on my face, like I don't know. I feel like
If I ain't ready for it, don't take my picture because I'm gonna look terrible.
For
That's just how it is.
real.
literally, like I just feel like it's just privacy. Like if I would go out to eat, like I want to eat. I want to enjoy my food. Like I don't. Please,
I hit people.
please don't. We can take a picture after. Let me take a couple bites and then we can snap.
I
a
know.
picture.
Well, that's the thing. It's like people like
But-
that, like they don't even get the chance to sit down and even start their meal before people are like, "Oh, can I get a picture? Can I
Right.
get a
And that's the
picture?"
really negative side about social media where it's like, yes, it's fun and all, but now it's just fucking invasive. Like, move.
That or it gets people like in trouble because you have all these people showing up to these places and then those places don't want that kind of like attention and that kind of
Right.
chaos. So then you get them in trouble and they didn't do anything.
Yeah.
So it's
Blanket.
it's crazy.
Yeah, it's just crazy. And I mean, like, it's all part of the package, you know, like it's all part of
Yeah.
the social media package. Like, if you want to be part of social media, like, you're gonna have, and you want to actually become something, like, you're actually gonna have your life under the microscope because there's gonna be one way, shape, or form, like, there's gonna be somebody or many somebodies, like, literally just microscope you, watching every little bit of your life, waiting for you to either one or two. There's two different types of people. There's one type of person that is just like so hype about everything you do, so proud of you, like really wants to be you, like is so happy for you. And then there's that other person that's just waiting for you to fuck up.
And it's so sad it has to be like that. Like, I get it's a part of social media, but these people shouldn't have to like worry about those people that are gonna find out where they're at and leak their addresses or leak their home, or like especially those that like have like children, like the parents and like people that do social media that have children or they still live at home with siblings, and people go to like extreme lengths, and it's like you're not only putting someone in danger, you're also putting everyone else around them in danger that's innocent to the situation. And I feel everyone that does social media, no matter what, deserves peace. And people have a really hard time giving that to
They
those.
deserve that sort of privacy, even though that's what they signed up for. But they definitely deserve their privacy to at least experience, especially
Things a lot of times too is like people see these other people out in public, like for instance that situation. I don't know who you're talking about, but like what if they haven't even announced that to their social media? So then you're sitting there bugging them, and they're gonna eventually become to their breaking point, and they're gonna tell you either what's up or they're gonna get mean and tell you. And then you're gonna go sit on social media and plaster them about it. When reality, when you see these people in public and you say they're mean, you never know what's going on, what kind of day they've had. So then they go on social media and it's like, oh, I had an interaction with her at the shoe store and she was blah 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 blah, or he was blah 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 blah. But you also realize they're humans too. Like
some people have bad days.
I have bad days, and some days like I wouldn't want to be talked to. If I go out to buy some shoes or a Christmas shop or whatever, I wouldn't want to be bombarded by a bunch of people, especially if I had a bad day or have lost a loved one. And like, people don't think like that.
Like if we're in a good mood and we're out and about, like whenever we do start to get noticed by people, like I think that'll be so sick. Like it'll be like, oh my God, like that first time that like we get noticed by somebody, like it's gonna be so weird because we're gonna be like, whoa, like you know
I
who
might
we
not know
are.
how to react.
Like we're not even gonna know how to react. And if we don't act surprised and happy, like don't mind us. Like it's pretty much we're nervous, you know?
Yeah.
Like we're pretty chill and we're pretty like relaxed people as it is. So like whenever like I mean a lot of our following are people that we know right now, right this moment. But I mean at
Right.
some point there's gonna be people that don't know us from Adam, and they're gonna be like, oh my God, I love these guys, these girls, or whatever you want to call us, and these guys, and I love their YouTube channel and the things that they do. And then who's to say they don't run into us out and about, you know? Like that's gonna be like the weird, like
And to top it off, like I really like I know social media is hard and to like keep up with things, but I really, especially when we get bigger, because we eventually will, I don't want to be that type of person.
Period.
Anyways, so I don't ever want to be like, I know it's hard and I can't say this now because I don't know what it's like, but I always want to be that person that's able to like, if you DM us, I always want to be able to answer.
oh,
Like,
for sure.
like
For sure. We will always DM people. I mean, we don't have anybody DMing us yet, to be honest. But whenever we do, like I always like no matter how big we are, like there's three of us. Like I want us to always be able to no matter what, always be able to like respond to people's comments, respond to people's story responses, respond to people's messages in general. Like if somebody wants to just like reach out and like rant and be like, "Hey, this happened to me. Could you talk about it?" Like
feel free. We would love to.
100%. Like we are literally here to be like your best friends, to be your outlet, to be if you need to get something out on social media and you feel like you can't do it yourself, like we 100% will like bring up any topic. Like we're not afraid to talk about anything. So I mean, like we are gonna be we post every week. Like this week is gonna be late because we were
Difficulties.
technical difficulties and it literally got deleted off my computer. So here we are redoing this one, and I'm so much happier with this one, I've got to say, guys. Like I feel like
we
we're
didn't
all in a
veer.
right headspace. Like we're all in a good headspace today, I feel like.
It's a work in progress. Like last
Hi, Mom.
Isn't it cute sweater though?
Yeah, but that's
Yeah,
not a
that's
true
good.
statement. Anybody can judge.
Shit.
Santa's is the only one that matters.
Santa's.
Bird.
But yeah, I was so sad I forgot that. I came inside, I was like, took on my nail polish, and I was like, oh, forgot the nail glue for the third time today. Third time. Anyways, personally, like, we're still working on everything and we're still getting used to it all. So, like, I'm not even gonna say that. That's corny. But we're still getting used to everything and adjusting, but I really think that like we're progressing. We're progressing, and the way we've been communicating about like our podcast and when we're gonna do vlogs, like I feel good. I feel like a businesswoman. Like we've planned
And it's on business. Period.
literally we've planned a video for you guys, like a Christmas.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yes. Oh my
for
God,
the-
I'm so excited for that. I'm so
So
freaking excited. Like you guys, like, oh my
it's
God,
gonna be
I'm
it's
so
gonna be so good.
says
we-
it 3 times. I'm so fucking excited. Like this is gonna be so much fun, and it's gonna be like it's gonna be a longer vlog. Definitely, it's gonna probably be like around like 30 to 35 minutes because we have 3 different sections of it.
Yeah.
And I'm so excited
so
for it.
fun.
We're gonna have so much fun. And even if like you guys don't like it, we had fun because I know we're gonna have fun with it. But I think that everybody would love it because it's gonna be so funny.
We've planned it out pretty well. Like we thought we weren't gonna be able to get a vlog in probably for the rest of this month.
Yeah, before Christmas.
Mhm.
And I'm gonna be tired when I go to work that evening, but it's gonna be
But
so
it's cool. We got it.
we got it.
We'll
We
get her
got it.
done.
But yeah, I'm excited about that, and I feel like we've been communicating really well. We've been working on coming up with topics, to keep everyone intrigued. Like Lynn said, you know, feel free to like
Nothing my sage. Don't
DM us
mind me.
stories or, you know, DM us stories, ask us questions, or give us ideas what you want us to talk
right.
about.
If there's anything you want to talk
We'll
about.
take it. Like we have plenty of ideas for these podcasts, but we also want to know what you guys want to watch and see and listen to. Because that's what we're here to do.
To make us and y'all happy because there's so many things that like especially like even for the vlogs like these like the podcast and the vlogs are both like totally up for debate like what we're going to talk about and what we're going to be doing. So like if there's any challenges or anything like y'all any funny challenges or ridiculous challenges that y'all want to see us do, like we will like attempt at doing them. We don't get together very often, but we're going to try at least for twice a month, maybe 3 times a month, depending on what's going on in the months. I think January might have a little bit more probability or maybe a 3 vlog month. And we can just kind of.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, yeah. Because you're right.
we kind of have like, we have our set, like obviously we're here to do podcasts. And with that being said, before I forget, with that being said, look out on our Instagram for a little like reply box for a questionnaire on questions to ask and things you want
Yes.
to talk about with our guests, so we can make sure to do that. Like if you have any questions you want us to ask our guests, I mean, you don't have to know them to wonder. So
Yeah, because I mean we
Like
already have
anything.
some questions like lined up depending because we have 3 guests that are potentials and are going to be scheduled for after the new year. We have certain questions that like we ask in every single one and then like individual questions that we ask the people. But either way, like we're super excited for us to start having guests on our podcast because I feel like that just will like kind of signify our podcast for us and it'll bring it all together because if we start having people on here, which we already have like 3 people that are potentially lined up to come on the podcast and potentially even more because we've even had people ask us if they can come on the podcast. So I mean, we'll see.
we'll get there. I think
We'll see.
good. We're keeping it going, and I think we've done really good. I really like where we're going with this, and I feel like we're gonna be great. We're already great, but I feel like we're just gonna be
Yeah.
We're gonna be great.
We're going to be great.
We're gonna be great lassies. Lassies.
times
You guys are
better.
lassies, not laddies. Huh?
So we're just gonna get 10 times better. Like we're just gonna keep getting better and better and better and better. So You
It
know,
only goes up.
you want to see us grow and be like those people in the comments in like 5 years that are like, I've been watching since the start, since the first ever car video. Stick
Oh,
because
no.
Like literally that would make me
We'll be up
that
there.
makes me emotional thinking about it.
we will be up there and you are welcome to have bragging rights.
And you know what's funny is like the first people to be here are like your friend and a couple of our coworkers.
Damn
Shout out to
straight.
y'all. I don't know if y'all want your names, but shout out to y'all because you've been watching the videos and Shay's friend been watching the videos since the very first one. And Shay's mom, because Shay's mom been watching, been vibing.
It's really funny when like we post and like I'm upstairs like watching it and going over it and she's downstairs busting out laughing like oh my. And she listens to them at work too. So
Yeah.
you can always listen and hopefully maybe eventually we can like start producing them and getting them on like Spotify or
On
something.
Spotify. That's when we have that's definitely when we have our shit together a little bit more.
But eventually, you know.
Yeah, like when we're all in person and we're recording in person because the sound quality will be so much better that way.
Right.
Yeah, but we're going to get up there.
We
So
will. We're gonna get there and we're just like only bad hoes in my mansion, huh?
On You by Jack Harlow. I can't.
Oh my god, I cannot get that out of my head.
Did you see the Mr. Bolton one?
Don't. Enough of that. Enough.
I'm so lost. I think I'm glad
not. I love that Charles Manson.
Charles Manson.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So I think we're gonna wrap it up.
We're gonna wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Wrap it up.
Nova's got some words for me right now.
No,
So I think we'll wrap it up. And we have a great vlog. Not really vlog. It's more like just a video planned.
we'll have two podcasts.
it's a
We'll
vlog.
have this podcast posted. No, actually, we'll
Yeah.
have two podcasts posted by the time we record the vlog.
Yeah.
I'm so excited. Y'all probably will catch that closer to Christmas time.
Yeah, so we'll probably the goal
Also, if you want updates, we do post them on Instagram all the time. So link down below.
always be posting on Instagram. Yeah, we always post on our Instagram story and we're gonna be posting TikToks more. And after like the day that we record the vlog, like we're gonna have so many more TikToks for you guys. So stay tuned on TikTok because Shay and I love making TikToks. So
petition for Danielle to be in some TikToks.
yeah, exactly.
Petition starts now.
Petition starts now because she needs to be into TikToks. Yes, so vlog will be out the 20th, so 5 days before Christmas, but that's when our vlog will be out. Christmas.
I had antlers on today. Like all day at work.
Oh my god, yeah. So also another thing, comment down below if you want to see us get some ugly Christmas sweaters for our video.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. We're already gonna be
should
doing
make
that.
them.
We're gonna be doing that whether or not they want to be seeing it or not. We're gonna be wearing not necessarily ugly Christmas sweaters, but we are gonna be in Christmas attire when we do our next video. And I'm blurry and I don't know why. So yeah, that was today's podcast, and we really hope that you liked it. I am very out of focus because my camera is just being very
Should you
strange.
put the phone up to it?
Yeah, it just does not want to focus anymore. But yeah, join us in next time.
One day we'll have it together.
One day.
Probably not.
One day. No, we will. We will. I believe in us. I believe we will. But
Probably
anyways,
not like
yeah.
100%. like a 97.
Yeah.
I'm at like 100.
Really good.
Maybe you, but me.
You're pushing it.
102. You gotta believe in yourself.
I'm a solid 95.
Well, that's good. That's still better
No.
than nothing.
It's all right.
Oh my god. She wiggled her way underneath my bed.
My doing this. You.
So yeah, that's been this
See ya.
episode. And thank you for tuning in, and we hope that you come back next week.
Bye.
Bye.